Lemonada.
What if the life you built online suddenly became real and completely out of your control? In Carol Claire Burke's debut novel, Yesteryear, Natalie is a trad wife influencer with a picture-perfect life and millions of followers until she wakes up in 1855 and everything she's been romanticizing becomes something she has to survive.
Carol Claire Burke is also the co-host of the podcast Diabolical Lies, and readers are calling this book impossible to put down with a twist that's completely off the rails in the best way. Yesteryear is available now in print, audio, and ebook. I'm Gretchen Rubin, and this is A Little Happier. One of my favorite things about reading a book is when it contains a reference to something, a novel, a song, a TV show, an anecdote that leads me to something else. For instance, as a child, in reading the brilliant novels for children by Edward Eger, written between 1954 and 1962, I discovered the equally brilliant children's books by E. Nesbit, which were written in the early 1900s. In fact, Edward Eger quite deliberately included allusions to Nesbit's books to help his readers discover her work because he had been so inspired by her novels. He wrote of E. Nesbit's influence, "I am always careful to acknowledge this indebtedness in each of my stories, so that any child who likes my books and doesn't know hers may be led back to the master of us all." Through reading Thomas Merton's acclaimed spiritual memoir, The Seven-Story Mountain, I discovered the spiritual memoir of Story of a Soul by Saint Therese of Lisieux, a book that I have read and reread many times, and which led me to a profound and lasting interest in Saint Therese. Often, one book leads to another book, but a book can lead to other places as well. For instance, a few years ago, I read the outstanding novel Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. I highly recommend this book. It's the story of Cyrus, a 20-something recovering alcoholic, an orphan son of Iranian immigrants, as he wrestles with deep questions related to how to be an artist, his family roots, and the meaning of death. It strikes me that this description may not make the novel sound very enjoyable, but I promise it is. At one point, Cyrus calls his uncle, who describes how he once had a car that had a cassette tape stuck in its tape player. Because he couldn't change the music, as he made long trips through the countryside, he listened over and over to a piece of music by composer Allegri called Miserere. The whole tape was just 20 minutes long, and over the years, his uncle listened to it perhaps more than 1,000 times. His uncle said, "It felt like a miracle every time. It didn't matter if I came in just for the last minute, the last 90 seconds of the tape. There were 5 voices, and I heard something new every time." Of course, after I heard this description, I had to learn more about this music. Its full title is Miserere me Deus, which is Latin for "Have mercy on me, O God." It's a setting of Psalm 51 by the Italian composer Gregorio Allegri. It was composed around 1638 for the exclusive use of the Sistine Chapel during the services during Holy Week. A lot of fun myths have grown up around this music, but unfortunately, they aren't true, so I won't include them. After I read and learned about this music, I wanted to hear it for myself. It is beautiful and haunting. I haven't listened to it 1,000 times, but I've listened to it many, many times. Through a novel, I was led to deep engagement with a piece of music. Something I've learned about myself is that for me, an appreciation of my senses almost always comes through words. I guess that's why I wrote my book, Life in 5 Senses. I had to write my way toward a deeper sensual appreciation of the world. I'll post a link to Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. I also did another Little Happier about something else that happened in the novel. I'll post a link to that Little Happier episode as well. And so you can hear this music too. Here it is, Allegri's Miserere. I'm Gretchen Rubin, and I hope this makes your week a little happier.